Hey, did you hear what they said?
No? What did they say?
Ooh, it was something else, eh? Something to think about.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I mean, I have no qualms about go to soccer days and drop at sports, do the shopping, all that.
It's basically the weekend stuff that you can do now in the week.
Exactly.
Money, right on the money.
The money maker. It's
Welcome. This is
Oh, is it?
Sorry.
Hi,
Oh.
Mr. Bennett.
Ek het hy gemis.
Wait. But let's just address the elephant in the room quickly.
Somebody comes late,
Yes.
I'm not late.
but still has the same.
Same top as last
What
week.
top are you
Jy's
talking about?
slaapie, maar jy's laat.
What top are you talking about?
Die geel
The
ene wat
top
jy aan
one.
het.
Wanneer ek die top aangeet?
Elke week. Kyk, jy moet
Waar?
look. I was so, why don't you just wear, I brought you a top as,
Your wife wouldn't want me to. Because why? As die ding wat oor die stoof gaan.
It's terrible.
As ek die ding aantrek dan noem hulle vir my vat doekie.
you see, my generosity. You see? Just looking out for the fellow man.
Ja, maar sy dra ek het so jy vir my kom gee Joe Adams.
Well, anyway.
Let's get back to our intro there with nuns.
So this is Oh, Is It?
Yeah.
With Mr. Bennett,
Yes,
Sir.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sir.
Syster, and myself, Nins.
Stunning.
This week we are going to be talking about the stereotypical roles that existed in society between men and women. And we also want to touch a little bit on the disparity of the genders, especially when it comes to sex. In previous years, the wife used to be the one that would stay at home. She'd be the homemaker. She would cook. She would clean. Think Stepford wife.
The home evangelist.
Yes. The husband would go out and work, come home, his meal would be ready, his children would be clean. All he needed to do was kiss them goodnight and then they would go to bed.
Is hy 'n manager?
Die vrou is mos die manager.
Nee, praat die man wat gaat werk, ons weet ons wat maak hulle.
Ja, nee,
So die vrou
miskien
is die HR, so is 'n trollmaker, sy troll my by die werk.
Nee.
Okay.
Nie van dit nie.
My bad.
Now, the decades have passed and the gender roles have changed slightly. Life is expensive, food is expensive, fuel is expensive. So now, very often in homes where there are two incomes, sometimes that isn't always the case. There are two incomes, both the parents have to work, whether it's a same gender home or it's a dual gender home. Both parents have to work. So now, on the other side of that, you have the woman working and the man is a stay-at-home. What are our thoughts on this, people? Before we get to this,
Yes.
the disparity in
Yes.
terms of the sex now.
Yeah. Look, I think each to their own, because I feel that, women can be go-getters as well as males. So, you can chase your dream. You can be that CEO. You can be that owner of a company. Chase the money.
Correct.
The fact of the matter is this new generation, new age, is that person, if they do swap roles, comfortable with having them being swapped
And society.
in society?
Niemand
I don't-
society se voet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we are as comfortable as we think we are versus old age. Because old age, the woman stayed at home, the man went to work, they comfortable. That was like, inverted commas, the norm.
But that comes down to societal conditioning, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Generational conditioning and societal conditioning as well. And why I say so is because most females are taught or raised by another female who was a stay-at-home mom who didn't need to work because her husband went to work, or she didn't have to work because her husband kept her in financial bondage. Ne?
Yeah.
So now we as girls are raised that we need to be the mommy homemakers. We the ones that need to do all the cooking. We the ones that need to do all the cleaning. And in today's society, that's not always possible because we also holding down a job. So there's that also. So there's that societal and generational conditioning of how a woman is supposed to be. And likewise with the guy. They're supposed to be the breadwinner. They're supposed to be the one with the bigger income.
Yeah.
When in reality, that is also not the case anymore.
Yeah. But I mean, if it was up to me, right, I would love to be a stay-at-home dad.
Proud one.
Proud. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Stay at home,
yes.
cook, clean, do the and all my needs met. I'll do it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I have no qualms about go to soccer days and drop at sports, do the shopping, all that.
It's basically the
And-
weekend stuff that you can do now in the week.
Exactly.
Hey,
The
stay-at-home dad.
money. Right on the money.
The money maker. It's raining. Yeah, I mean, I would love that. I would take that with both hands.
Yes.
Because I would give it 210% if all my needs are also met. You know, I get my clothes on my back, I get a bit of money,
Get Akajo.
Joe,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
I would do it. I would do it tomorrow. But I don't think I think, I don't speak for everyone, but I don't think it's always an option for most men.
No.
You know, even though they want to do it.
Some men retire young
Yeah.
and they choose to be a house husband.
Yeah, but that's a certain percentage of me
Yeah, it's a
Like
very, very
certain
tiny percentage.
Yes.
It's a very, very tiny
that can
percentage.
decide on it. The other side to it is some men don't have a choice but to be that stay-at-home father.
Correct.
For me now, wat julle nog gesê, ek stem saam met Ryan.
Yeah.
I think it's also as great as moms at home. Reason why I say that is dad, kyk jy, mommy is oor soft touches, love, tea, time. As mommy nie daar is, gooi daddy in sy kamer, die tangasa in die tea, en gooi dit in die dak vas en dis. But if mommy's there, you cannot do that. So vir daai kind wat opgegroei wat opgebring word is if mommy was looking after that child would have been maybe introvert and soft-spoken, and yes, this, that, but because dad is raising the child at home, I'm not saying he's a roughy or like that, but there's a different way he would approach you or handle you as mommy vir jou groot gemaak het en Teddy. You can see it very quick when someone was raised by a mom, a
Versus
dad,
one what
or grandmother.
Yes.
You can see it like quick. As iemand groot gemaak is deur hulle ouma, there's a certain thing that they always say. Not just when my grandma het na my gekyk en die en daai nie. It's like ma,
Yes.
die ma-kinders.
Yes.
That's granny's child.
Yes.
Verstaan sy? En hulle gaan ook met hy klein bygeloofies. They believe that, wat? Nis jy. Nou gaat daar uit en dan vat sy appelblare, loquatblare, en dan koek jy dit op en dan mix jy dit met turmeric as mens dit aan jou voete. Met werk. Now that child will do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Waar die kind wat saam met mami groot gemaak het, gaat dan ouma van toekies.
Yeah.
You get, maar daddy's kind on the other hand is like, okay, I'm gonna give it a shot, you know.
Yeah,
Because that's like introvert is een kind. Nah, it's like daddy taught me this, that, and that. I'm gonna go for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is just my belief on the reason why I talk about it. As an actor, we know there are times when we don't work for a month or so. Then you are a stay-at-home dad for that time being. So mommy is at work, you at home, but now you have to not just take baby to school. No, you must wake up 2 hours early because baby needs to get washed,
Yeah.
bathed.
Dress.
Klere moet uitgesit word, stryk, lunch moet ingepakt word, dan is het vruggies hier so, is no sweets, because there's a lot of things wat nou hier in plek kom.
Yeah.
And I also think that can shape and mold some men into better fathers.
Absolutely.
So that's the positive side of how I look at it. And I can tell you from experience, by that month or two that I was at home, being with my child and my children made me a much more better man.
Yeah.
And I'm much more considerate.
Yeah.
I'd say considerate,
Yeah.
you know, in the sense of where someone falls, but now it's like, bah, you go, are you okay?
Yeah.
The laugh is still gonna be there.
Now, or you have that one parent that will always say, "Oh, are you bleeding?
Yeah.
You're not dying."
Ja,
Yeah.
gaat net
Yeah.
dato.
And
Ek koffie hebben.
Yeah, exactly.
I think also in the modern world, I think men is also taking a lot more responsibility
Yes.
with their family and kids.
Yes.
It's not just a mommy thing.
No.
You know? It's that men, whether they got a job, full-time job, they also
Yes, they
diving
still-
in there.
they
And I
have
think that will also, because we are doing those things, will be an easy transition
Yes.
to come stay full-time at home.
Correct. But then you get that
You know what I'm saying?
other.
It's nothing like if I decide tomorrow to come full time at home, it's like it's a shock. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna do a little bit more than I used to do.
Ek gaan so met die voorkamer gou pyn.
Yeah.
Dan staan nou hier.
But then, if on the other hand, if you look at the divorce statistics over time, né? Previously, the courts used to just award custody by default to the
Vir die
moms.
moms. Yes.
That is evolving as well.
Yes.
Now the courts are acting in the best interests of the children.
As
And
they're
in some
supposed to.
in some cases, being with the father is in the better interests of the children than being with the mom. So there also the societal roles are
Yes.
changing when it comes to divorces as well. Because now the judicial system is realizing it's not necessarily the mom that is always best for the children. It could also be the dad.
Yeah.
There's a difference now
You get
as well.
toxic mothers as well. It's the
Absolutely.
same as you get toxic,
Toxic
fathers.
fathers,
You know?
yeah.
Absolutely.
So it can't be just a one-way street. It's a two-way street here that,
Yeah.
that
Yes.
we're doing. Yeah.
Also, I mean, on that note, I've also noticed that a lot of females are also giving over to the man in the divorce situation.
Yes.
Then it's also easier for that person to move on to the next life, you know, with someone else.
Yes,
and
now that's-
responsibility.
Now, that is also what happens in divorces as well,
Yeah.
because the custodial parent, their whole life stops when the divorce happens, because they are the ones that are doing the heavy lifting when it comes to the kids.
Correct.
They are doing the caring, the providing, the educating,
Yeah.
all that jazz.
Yeah.
So their whole life stops. You can't meet anybody, you can't go out anywhere because you've got responsibilities. On the other hand, also, you have those exceptions where there are those that still want to party. Then they leave the children with
the.
you leave them with the grandparents and you still go be young, free and
Young
single.
en vriend single met daar op polka tot in die jol.
Exactly. Exactly. Right? So there's
Polka
then,
dot radio.
there's then that other example.
What's your name? Dorothy.
Ja.
En zit er een polka dot.
Go hard like hierdie klap hier met polka tot
Susu.
dit.
Met die polka dot.
Ja.
Met die polka dot. Polka dot en niks dan. Nee, maar.
So toe maar nee Ali, wag, nee Ali. Wag nee Ali. As jy
Yes.
klaar gepraat, I've got a question maar.
Yes.
Jy weet nie
What's the question?
Why does it seem like a very difficult one?
Nah,
Okay.
it's not a difficult one. As not a statement. It's a question. But there's a statement that ladies make,
Yes.
right?
Mm.
The wedding day.
Yes.
Why do ladies feel it's only their day and they will tell it to you, it's my day, it's my big day. Da-da-da-da. And then I go, but don't you think the husband also had a wedding, a dream of how he's going to look on his wedding day and his 4 buddies are going to surprise him and they're going to play a joke on him and we also have that the same that a woman would visualize in that beautiful white dress walking down that aisle with the father giving her off. From the other side, the man is also thinking that same thing. I'm gonna stand there. My bride is gonna come in. She's gonna look beautiful in that white. En dan gaan 'n pa vir haar sê, gaan ek huil, moet ek huil nie, gaan hy hele vriende is hier. It's a whole thing, but
Yeah.
it's a side no one talks about.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, okay. do you wanna
As a
jump in there?
woman, I
Yeah?
will answer that question and say to you, I wasn't that woman. I wasn't one of those women. I was punctual. It wasn't only about me. It was about myself and my husband and all the guests at the wedding, because that is what us as females tend to forget. It's not only about you. And
It's called
that,
a marriage.
it's a marriage.
Yeah.
That is just a visual celebration of what you are going to be entering into. It's a serious thing. Now, in a lot of cases, it doesn't work out, and that's okay.
You know why? Because they are not for the marriage, they are for the wedding.
Yeah, but now you see, sometimes you are for the marriage and it doesn't work out.
No, I'm
Anyway.
not saying.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
saying
So
at
there are
times.
those,
Yeah,
there are those
yes.
scenarios where that happens. You are for the marriage, but it doesn't work out. But for the most part, women tend to forget that it's about the marriage and it's not about that one day. Yes, it's that one day. I would rather just take all that money and go on a holiday, get married in court, have a fat jaw, and go overseas somewhere. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
But that's
En go
me.
do the pretend wedding overseas. Sy's klaar getroud so. Baby sit daar so en ringa gaan sy, maar ons is al altyd hier op die soort.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, coming back to your step, and I mean, hit the nail on the head there. Sometimes it's the man as well. I mean, he's also got his views on something, his likes, his dislikes, his dreams. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I think both parties just need to be conscious of what the likes are from both sides. You know. So yeah, I mean, now that one gets married and you go through that whole thing, and I think that also where it comes back to our swapping of roles. Sometimes people also have that. In our previous topics, we were saying about passion blinkers, your dream job versus your reality job. Sometimes you have wedding blinkers and marriage blinkers on,
Yes.
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 whereby you think you're going to ride into the sunset.
Yes.
And everything's going to be perfect. It
and
takes
it's not.
a hell of a lot of hard work,
Yeah.
you know, because you're going to live with someone that you haven't lived. I mean, if you didn't live with them before, and they're going to have their way of living, and you actually got to suck it up.
You have to.
You have to suck it up, you know, because
But you know what? I
it's
think
two
some
individuals that you lived your whole life
a certain way.
a certain way.
Yes.
You can't change
Overnight.
within 2 days.
No.
It's impossible. It's impossible because
Why should you change?
No.
shouldn't.
It's about compromise.
Yeah.
And
There we go, not change,
communication.
compromise.
Compromise and
There
communication.
we go.
Because what I learned in my personal experience is that ja, nee, ek het baie personal experience oor die
experience toe.
ek is nie die potstrippie.
Drie boeke. She's got 3 books.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Ja. Box.
No, but I mean, what I found is that communication is vitally important. Couples, when they get married, they get so comfortable with each other. They get so caught up in that rat race of routine with their children and work and this and that and the next thing. They forget that communication is what they started with, and communication is what it needs to end with and what it needs to continue with all the time.
Yeah.
So if you lose sight of that, that is where the cracks do start to show.
Yeah. And I think on that topic, one's also got to understand there's a reason why you're with that person.
Yes.
They met you in a certain way.
Correct.
Your personality was in a certain way. That attracted them to you.
Correct.
Right? So now, if your woman's in a certain way and whatever, and then a month later she's completely different, you're going, yo, but I mean, I decided to spend my life with you based on what you were. Now
Yes.
you're somebody else. That's not somebody I want to be married with. Now, then they go and they look like, no, but you've changed. Is that, were you pretending when you were
Exactly.
dating? Or is this the
Ek
real
wil
you?
net iets
Correct.
daarop sê, you know?
Ja.
En in a lot of cases, ek het al daar oor die gepraat. In a lot of cases, soos jy daar gesê het, ja, wacht, hij gaat er al weg. Come back. Maar gewoon zo. Goed terug. There we go. En baie cases, die
Case 259, case
Hij is
289.
weg.
Okay, while
Yeah.
you waiting
Yeah,
for that to come back, let me talk about the
folder from the police
let me
station.
talk about the dispatch. The
Oh,
difference.
sorry, I got it.
You see?
I'm sorry.
See?
Yeah. You said, then you change a different person and all of that.
Yes.
In a lot of cases, people don't look at it like this. Say, for instance, you meet a lady in a club, a pub, a social place.
Social gathering.
Yeah, a restaurant, whatever
Yeah.
it is. When you met her, she was perhaps 3 drinks in. So you didn't meet her, the original her, at that time. You met the person that had a couple of drinks and is a jolly person. What if that person without
Alcohol is not the same.
exactly? So now you wake up, sy gaat slaap met go to bed to Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
But sy staan op met Hannibal Lecter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So die couple of drinks wat daar gevat is vast nou. You're gonna have to live with Hannibal Lecter now for the whole life. And sy kan nie eens wag dat hulle by 'n party is. Sy like, drink 3 drinks at least.
To get you back.
Yes.
Which
But-
brings me to
yeah.
the next point. When men have sex randomly with women and it's okay, and women do the same thing, they looked at as loose or
Because
sluts.
die demographics van mansmense en vroumense verskil wêreldwyd. Jy kan sê ek en sy kan nou miskien omgang het in 'n pad voor mense. Like you said, they won't bash me. They're gonna bash you.
Exactly.
Because a woman's value is virginity when she was younger.
Okay, but then why is her value so rated so highly? Because if she is a sexually liberated being,
Copy?
why can she not express herself sexually the same way a man can?
We never said she can't express
So
herself.
then
but there's
society
consequences afterwards.
has a double standard then.
But then that's society. But I'd really say it is what it is. But if you look at it, mansmense het weer different ways wat hulle hoe sê mens gebash word voor. As jy vir die seks wat ons gebash word, weet nie. Nou wanneer die vrou en die man saam is en daar's 'n stryery. And you say stuff, and I say one thing, rah! Then so what does society do? Gaat hulle vir jou protect, of gaat hulle vir my protect, of gaat hulle vir my sê, you're not a real man?
Now, you see, that is the thing of today's topic, men.
Yeah.
That is the thing of today's topic. Societal double standards when it comes to men versus women. Gender-based violence, for example, it's a G. It's not an F. G stands for male and female.
Yeah.
So it's not just perpetuating violence against the female. Men get hit too.
Gets abused.
Totally abused.
And here's the thing. You can go to the police station and make a case and they will help you. If the guy goes to the police
they
station
will
and
laugh
say,
at you.
my vrou het my abused. Or even something else, I don't want to say this word, as R-A-P-E.
Yes.
If a man goes to that police station, it is still R-A-P-E, but
Yes.
hulle gaat hom uitlag.
Ja.
Hey, suck it up, sy's 'n man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, it's traumatizing also for that man.
Correct.
Correct.
Correct. Correct.
Like, you're not a robot.
Exactly.
Like, you also lay in that fetal position at night.
Yeah.
Correct.
So, stop it.
Correct.
Yeah. So I think I'm just coming back to the clubbing scenario by
Polka dot.
Polka dot. Yeah. Polka dot is that it's not always just an overnight story whereby somebody says stop doing what you're doing. the male or female goes and parties with him for years.
Yes.
So maybe they're dating for 5 years.
Yes.
And you're going to the club, in and out of the club or the pub or the braai or whatever, and you're going, but she's cool with it.
Yes.
You know, she hasn't said anything about it. He hasn't said anything about it. She's dancing like she's getting paid to dance on a
Different
pole
strokes
there.
with different folks.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So he's chilling there, he's laughing with, you know,
Yes.
and she thinks she's on Coyote Ugly. So, so you know,
We done some water.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And he's sitting back and he's knocking back and he's having a good time. And then come time to settle down, she can't be that Coyote Ugly dancing in the bar. So I'm going, so who do you want to be with here? You know what I'm
But
saying?
again, it comes back to my mind communication. Because
Yeah.
if you're not communicating with each other, how are you going to know whether or not that is, in fact, the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with? Because obviously, whether you're living together or not during that 5 years that you are together, if you are not communicating with each other, right, how are you going to know that come the day of the wedding, that is in fact going to be the same person that you are going to spend the rest of your life with? If you haven't had a conversation about, you know, what is the expectation in terms of going to the bar, being a Coyote Ugly, or for example, in a case that I know of, the person wants to do nude photography, nude art photography, but the partner has a problem with the male photographer. They need to work with a female photographer. It's okay,
Yes.
Yeah.
but you must work with a female photographer. I'm not comfortable with you working with a male photographer.
Yeah.
That type of a thing. You have to have
communicate.
these conversations.
Yeah.
And if you're not having those conversations, how then are you expected to spend the rest of your life with each other? That's
Yes,
just my
yes,
5
yes.
cents.
Correct.
No,
Correct.
you have to have that open door policy about anything and everything.
Correct.
But also you got to be mindful and ready for someone to give the opinion that you won't necessarily always agree upon.
Correct.
But you
Yeah.
gotta suck it up.
But-
you gotta go, Nins feels a certain way, but then Mr. Bennett must go, cool, noted. You can't just go, no, but.
Yes.
This is what Nins feels.
Yes.
Mr.
You have
Bennett
to
must acknowledge it,
Correct.
take it with
Correct.
gusto and go, ooh, sleep on it, and then maybe have a discussion a week later.
And that is irrespective of what the societal role
Correct.
is supposed to be.
Correct. Because I mean, we can also talk about, you know, sometimes we as individuals look at our upbringing.
Yes.
No, she doesn't do it like my mom.
No, sy is so goed drama.
He doesn't.
That is trouble.
He doesn't protect me like my dad. My dad would never do that, and he's supposed to be my husband.
Ja, sy was met jou pa getroud het.
Exactly.
You see?
Ja.
You know,
That
and
is
then
weird.
I mean, we talk about roles and reversing roles, but also we gotta also acknowledge the outside influence
Yes.
within our decisions to do that. Because if I needed to change my role and become a stay-at-home dad,
Yeah.
what is my in-laws gonna say?
Hy's 'n luisgat.
Hy's 'n leeggat.
Hy's 'n luisgat, hy kan nie weer kry nie.
Correct.
Ja, ek weet nie eens hoekom is hy by mekaar met hom nie. Ek het baie jare terug as hy sy vir hom gelos het.
Hy's 'n
Exactly.
Hy's 'n gemogs.
So while we can talk about this topic ad nauseum and forevermore until kingdom come, we have to end it
sum it
there
up,
for
sum it up,
today
sum
and
it
sum it up.
That,
Irrespective of what the societal role is, each couple needs to do what makes them feel comfortable. I think that's the takeaway from today's conversation. You need to do what makes you feel comfortable as the man. I need to do what makes me feel comfortable as the woman. And it's not a one size fits all for
But you
everybody.
need to both respect each other
Correct.
to make that work.
Correct.
And also, more importantly, be open to change.
Correct.
Be
You know,
open to change. I think that is
Correct.
the thing for this episode. Say it again.
Be open to change.
So, ladies and gentlemen, sentence of the day.
Sentence of the day?
Sy nakalang sy like ja, weer your sister. And sentence of the day.
Never wear polka dots to a jaw.
If your name is
Dorothy.
so loud.
Sentence of the day.
A wise man told me.
Yeah?
Hy het nie bygepraat, dis 'n stil wise man. Anyway, love, peace and chicken grease from all of us. This team, we love you. Stay safe.
And that's it. Is it this week?
Catch you again next week.
En jy gaan dis jare sweet aan dit.
Yes.
Geel.
Yeah, man. Yeah, put it on. Look at it. Make you look nice.
Kyk net hier. Look here before we go. Dis wat jy doen. Kyk hier in die.
Oh, is it?
Ja.
Ek vat my hem vir 'n lappie.
Dat is toch geen banana liefst.
Kan sy. Kan.
Oh my goodness, and that's a wrap for today.
Kom eens kijken of ik heb het gemast. En thank you everyone.
And
Ja!